Hi, it's Edie K, and I actually wasn't even going to record a video today. It's Christmas break, it's the day after Christmas, and I was just going to wait and do the new video for the blog when I got back to work tomorrow. But it's been on my mind, this idea of season's greetings and greetings in general, and I actually woke up this morning thinking, I got to get this recorded. It was an idea that I just really wanted to share with you. So I snuck away for a few minutes. I've got one of my sons is out shopping with his friend, and the other one's into his video game, his brand new video game that Santa brought him. And my husband's watching football, so I thought I'd sneak away, come upstairs, and this is actually my old home office before I moved into an office outside of the home. And I wanted to record this video. I wanted to do it now. I was still fresh in my mind while you guys were on my mind. I wanted to share this with you. And what I want to talk about today is you'll hear me talk a lot about programming and what programming is in terms of your operating system, the reason why you do the things that you do. And researchers will tell you, and psychologists will tell you that up to 90% of the things that we do is automatic. It's automatic behaviors, and on a daily basis, 90%. So that's a lot. We think that we're going through our day and really making conscious decisions. And while we are, so to speak, making conscious decisions on some level, really much of what we do is auto behavior. And all that's because of programming. But what I want to talk about is one specific area in your day that you do auto behavior, and that is in your greeting. When in your greeting, in terms of when you're seeing your spouse or your significant other or your kids or anybody else that is a significant part of your life, people that you love, and when you are seeing them for the first time after everybody's gone through and done their own thing through the day. So that's going to be like when your spouse walks through the door at the end of the workday, or when you come through the door and your spouse is home or your partner's home at the end of the workday, or when you pick up your kids from school and they get into the car, or when your kids come through the door at the end of the school day and you're greeting them for the first time. And I really want you to think about what it is that you're doing during those moments. And the reason I'm asking that is because I actually was doing it wrong in terms of what I wanted, the connections that I wanted with the people I cared about. So actually, when my husband and I started dating, before we were even married, and he would come to my house to visit me, he wouldn't even get out of the car before he could barely make it out of the car before I was running out the door, and I would greet him with this, huge bear hug. And how significant do you think that made him feel? I'm sure very significant as an individual in my life. And then, over the years, after we got married, it kind of pulled back and get settled into a routine. And my husband would come home, and I would actually wait till he got in the door, and then I would get up and, give him a hug. How was your day? Those kinds of things. And then over a few more years, you settle into your own routine. You're kind of in your own world and focused on you. And he would walk through the door, and I might say hi and not get up. Or I might even say hi and not even make eye contact. Or sometimes I might not even acknowledge that he came in the door at all. Fortunately, this didn't go on for very long. And that's because I went to a training seminar where they spent a really significant amount of time talking about the importance of presence, the importance of being fully present, fully engaged with somebody that you care about when they're talking to you or in the moments when you greet them. And I had to do a pretty good gut check in that training seminar as to what was going on in my own life with the people that I loved, my spouse and my children. And I didn't like what I saw. The really other interesting thing when I got that information from that training seminar was that it really made me look at where I had placed judgment with other people. When I was younger and a single mom of my older son, I was living with a couple who had been married for about 7 years. And he would come home from work or wherever, both of them would come home from work, and he would walk in the door, and there was not even, there might have been a hi, but there wasn't eye contact. There wasn't an exchange of glad to see ya, and I knew they really cared about each other. Um, but I noticed, and I thought, that's never going to be me. I'm never going to have that kind of relationship with my partner. We're going to hug and say hi every day. And then, again, there was that gut check that I knew that I had fallen into those same habits, which we all do. We all fall into busyness and taking each other for granted. So to get that back, you reprogram different habits that are going to give you that connection that you're looking for. And so I made an intentional shift in those behaviors. Now, remember, I had created some poor habits in those areas, so I had to re-establish new habits in those areas. So I did. I intentionally changed my behavior and made a commitment that when my husband walked through the door, or when I walked through the door and saw him for the first time that day, that was my focus. I was going to give him a hug. I was going to give him those few seconds, and then, we could go on and get done what needed to be done the rest of the day. And I made it a point to not be on the phone when he walked through the door. And I made it a point to not be on the phone when my kids came through the door from school, or when I went to pick them up from school. If I was on the call, even with a client of mine, I would instantly say, you know what, my son's about to get in the car, so I'll call you back in a few minutes after I've had a chance to greet him. And I would do that, just that. And what that does is it reinforces to them how significant they are to me. And we forget that. We think we say it, and we think that, by saying how important you are and there's nothing else that matters to me in the world is enough. But it's in those little insignificant, we think seemingly insignificant moments that the impact is huge. That's where the significance is. That's where they feel how important that they are to us. So what I'm challenging you to do is to do your own gut check. Take a look at your own interactions with the people that you love. Those interactions in those crucial few seconds when you see each other again towards the end of the day, after you've gone through whatever it is, school and work, and you're coming back together. Think about what it is, the habits that you've grown to doing in those moments, and then intend different behaviors. Make a commitment that you're going to do that. Do that for 30 days, and it'll become automatic behavior for you to greet them in the way that you want in order to get the intimate, connected relationship that you want with those people. That's my challenge to you. Now, when you're being present with these people that you care about, this isn't something you can fake either. I mean, you're going to force yourself to do it for a while so that you can create those new habits. But when you're forcing that action, do it from a place of really wanting that connection with them. So when they're talking to you, look at them. Be right there. Make eye contact with them. Don't look through them, thinking about whatever it is that you have to get to next, or thinking about whatever it is that you just came from and all of the stuff that you dealt with earlier in the day. Be with them. It's just a few seconds, but it's critical, and the impact is huge in those few seconds. So I just wanted to share that with you as you are spending the holidays right now with your family and people that you love. I wanted to give you that tip because it was a tip that changed my life. It literally changed my life and changed my relationships. And especially this time of year when things can get so busy, you've got parties to go to and family events, and there's a lot of busyness, shopping and taking things back, so take the time to just be with each other, really appreciate each other, be in gratitude for each other, and pay attention to the habits that you've created when you're interacting with the people that you care about. And then see if that matches in terms of what it is that you want to be with them. And then just make a shift, make an adjustment, and create some new habits that are going to get you to where you want to be with them. I wish you the best holiday season. I'm looking forward to an awesome 2011. And again, this is Edie K. Thanks for listening. Thanks for staying this long. And I'll talk to you again soon.